Lord, what happened to the one from?
I have it.
Today, Thursday.
Yes.
So what happened to the one from Tuesday? Because I was looking for that yesterday and I couldn't find it.
I got it. Where did you look?
On CTLS.
I put it there.
Okay.
Wait, so it's recording and it can hear everything I see?
Yeah.
In here?
Well, no, just like my screen. It's not like a video camera. Okay. Day 40 quiz material. So the first thing that we started talking about was naming a polynomial. And some vocab. What is this? Oh. All right. So a polynomial gets a first name based on its exponent, the highest exponent. Constant, linear, quadratic, which should sound really familiar because we've been solving quadratics. This is cubic, quartic, and it goes all the way up to quintic. There are actually more names. You can Google them on your own time. If you are a math connoisseur, you might be interested in that kind of thing. I'm sure there are kids in this school that are interested in x to the 6th. His name's Paul. Polynomials get a second name or last name based on the number of terms. It could be a monomial, a binomial, a trinomial, or a polynomial. All right, so let's say we've got 5x squared plus 3x minus 8. So in the Delta Math quiz on this topic, they kind of had like a sentence and that you were filling in the information. So the expression represents a blank polynomial. Yes, girl! She said quadratic. And that's right. It's based on the exponent, the highest exponent. It would be a trinomial, but in the Delta Math, like it already just says polynomial, because that kind of represents all of the omials. But you're right, it is technically a trinomial. But the next thing it'll say is a polynomial with blank terms. So they're looking for the number. 1, 2, 3, correct. That's why Davion said it was a trinomial, because there are 3 terms. The next thing they ask about is the constant term is, so your constant is the number that doesn't have a variable.
It's -8, right?
Yes. Number, no variable. The leading term, and this is where people got messed up a little bit in this section. The leading term is talking about the number and its x. So the lead term we would say is 5x squared. So this is first number and variable. And then the last part says the leading coefficient and they only want the number. Any questions on what you see here? Bless you. Okay. All right. The next thing we talked about was standard form. Of a polynomial. And what they're asking you to do is put the exponents in order from greatest to least. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and I want to put them in order based on their exponents. The highest exponent is going to go first. Negative 5x cubed.
Would it be plus 3x squared?
Yes. Then plus
2x minus 18.
yes. So we're taking those exponents and they're going in order 3, 2, 1, none. The next thing was polynomial operations. So we did addition and subtraction. Add, subtraction, and multiplication. I should have just said add, subtract, multiply. Ready? All right, so we'll do an addition problem. Let's say we've got 8x squared minus 5x plus 6 plus negative 3x squared plus 2x. All right, since this is an addition problem, all you have to do is combine like terms. And since we talked about standard form, now you have to make sure that all of your answers are in standard form. Say here. Yeah.
It would be 5x squared.
So he said 8x squared minus 3x squared is 5x squared. Notice he did not add the exponents. We're not adding exponents. We're only adding their coefficients. So good. 5x squared.
Minus 3x.
Minus 3x.
Plus 6.
Plus 6. And there's nothing else that you have to do on that. You're just combining like terms. Thank you. All right. When you have subtraction problems, there's an extra step that we'll have to take. So and we actually just kind of talked about this when we did the complex numbers addition and subtraction. So when it's subtraction, this is actually like a -1 sitting in front of this parenthesis. So you have to make sure to distribute it to the 10. That becomes a -10x squared. To the -5, which becomes positive 5x. And to the 9, which will become positive 9. So it's going to change all of those signs.
Would that be negative 12x plus 5x plus 15?
Yes. This first parenthesis I'm just going to bring down. You don't distribute backwards, only forwards. And so now Sayer says he's got -2x squared minus 10x squared, so he said -12x squared. 5x does not have any like terms, which is fine. And then 6 plus 9, he said, was 15.
Wait, after you change the sign, you combine like terms?
Yes.
Okay.
After change signs, combine like terms. Ready? All right. Next, we talked about multiplication. X plus 2 times 4x squared minus 6x plus 1. So we're going to distribute. I'll first distribute the x to all of these terms. Now that you're multiplying, you will add the exponents. So x times 4x squared will be 4x cubed. X times negative 6x will be negative 6x squared. And x times 1 will be x. Next, I'll distribute the 2. So 2 times 4x squared, 2 times negative 6, and 2 times 1. So that becomes plus 8x squared minus 12x plus 2. Once I have distributed, now we're going to combine like terms. Make sure here that you do not add the exponents. Because I sometimes see students trying to do that. All right, so I've got 4x cubed negative 6x squared plus 8x squared would be 2x squared. 1x minus 12x is negative 11x and plus 2. How's that going? Y'all okay? Hey, good morning. Learning away. Hmm? Any trouble? Oh, we're getting after it in here. I can't hear today. I think there's something clogging up the system. No.
Is he in this class? Is he your first class?
Sometimes. Maybe. Snitches get stitches, Mr. Phillips. Or Mr. Matthews.
He's on your roster, right, Miss Marlin?
Yes, sir.
You
I've
put
met
yourself
him.
in the wrong spot.
I've seen him.
Today?
Possibly.
I know he's here.
It's really dark in here.
It is.
I can't see all the students.
All right. Got it. Fair enough. Thanks.
Would you like me to send him your way?
If he shows up. that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
So we'll chat with him.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course, absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Have a
Yeah,
great day.
yeah. Nothing. Nothing. Protecting my children.
Oh my goodness, Miss Bartley. You know that makes me like the worst teacher ever.
Did
I've never
did I do the wrong thing?
No.
Okay. So the last thing that we talked about, oh, thank you. The last thing that we talked about was division. Okay. I know you'll make it right. It'll look better if you show up there, you know? Trying to help. All right, so the last thing was synthetic division. I'll tell you what, if y'all were here, we would have done long division. That's a good time.
Why are we going through
Man, talk about a mind puzzle. Long division of polynomials, that'll get you. Okay, so they would say something like this. 3x to the 4th plus 5x cubed minus 10x squared minus 8x plus 3 divided by x minus 1. And there's a there's a lot of other verbiage. It says, what is the result when blah 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 is divided by x minus 1? If there is a remainder, express the result in the form qx plus rx over bx. So I'm kind of just going to ignore all those words and tell you what the answer should look like. All right, so we actually went over synthetic division fairly recently. We always make sure that we set this equal to 0. So we'll use a positive 1 in our little box off to the side here. We bring down only the numbers. So I use 3, 5, negative 10, negative 8, and 3. So we drop this first number and we multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 1 times 8 is 8. Negative 10 plus 8. Huh?
That's -7. What?
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, there's a remainder.
I mean, it's gonna have a remainder. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 10. Oh,
Sorry, I couldn't think of like all the numbers. My bad.
sorry. You want me to keep going or you want me to pause for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 times negative 10 is negative 10. So the students in the class were saying that they got a remainder of negative 7, which is true. That's fine. We can get a remainder on these. We haven't seen a remainder in a little bit. The remainder is negative 7. So they want you to write your answer. The answer goes down. One exponent. So that original problem was x to the 4th. So that means our problem is going to be 3x to the 3rd plus 8x squared minus 2x minus 10. And we write our remainder as a fraction. So it's going to be minus 7 over what we were dividing by, which was x minus 1. Remainder is a fraction over what we were dividing by, x minus 1. All right, so these are all the things we saw on day 40 quiz. So I want you guys to be retaking or making it up now. So I'm going to make sure that everybody's ready to go in Delta Math. And if you have any questions, you let us know.